Look, man, you're going to have bad times. You're going to have hard times. Everybody has them, okay? It's called life. Here's the thing. When hard times come, when bad shit happens, most people lay down and they stop trying. They go and they curl up in a little ball in the shower and they fucking cry and they boo-hoo about their life. And a lot of times, that's justified, all right? Your child could die. You could lose a sibling. Your parents could, who knows? Yep. Lots of shit, okay? And it's okay to be upset. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is if you wallow in that for the next fucking 5 years and you concentrate on just that and you always talk about that and you always focus on that, you can't move through it effectively. So the way to move through hard times, which are gonna happen, bro, nobody is immune to them. And you're correct. People who go through really hard shit usually don't bitch about it. They just fucking eat it. And the way that those people get through it is that they control the things they can control. Okay, what can you control? You can control the most important things that affect your daily life every single day. You can't control your environment. You can't control what's going to happen. You can't control what God's going to do. You can't control these tragedies. These are going to happen. You can't control a bad economy. You can't control a fire burning down your house. You can't control these things. But what you can control is that you can control what you eat. You control how you move your body. You control what you put in your mind. You control how you treat people. You control your attitude. You control all of these things. And those things are the most important things to your daily state of mind and your daily state of being, okay? If you're eating well and you're drinking water and you're putting good things in your mind and you're continuing to make progress, you're gonna feel much better than the person who's just wallowing in their hardship, all right? And not only that, and this is the most important thing, most people get paralyzed in terms of progress of their life when hard things happen. And if you have developed the ability to control the controllables and move through and continue to progress when everybody else quits, you've got a big gap there. You create a big advantage for yourself because most people can't do that, all right? So, and I know it's hard, but sometimes the best way to get through things is to actually just keep pushing through. And that way, when you do start feeling better, you don't look back and you say, fuck, I let all my progress die. I let my business die. I let my career die. I got fat. I got this. And you don't have this huge mountain that you have to climb now to get back where you were because you were disciplined enough and smart enough to control those things through the hardship. Okay, so now, instead of being in this bad mental spot, you've kind of worked your way out of it and you're like, fuck, all right, I'm starting to feel better. And you look back, you're like, well, fuck, I didn't really even get off track because I was controlling the controllables. So I'm in a really good spot, okay? And so not only is it good for you mentally, but it's also good for you in the terms of how much progress you're making against your peers. And a lot of people will say, there's fucking no such thing as competition. I'm just competing with myself. Bullshit, okay? There is very little spots at the top of high earner potential. And that's what we talk about here. We talk about earning potential, making money, kicking ass in business and life. There are very few spots at the top. It is a limited fucking placing. Okay, that's why there are so few of them. And then below that, the level of pretty good, there's more of those. And then there's average, where by definition, there's the most of those. That's why it's called average, all right? So most people end up in average because A, like we talked about at the beginning, they don't pick the thing. B, they spread their efforts across multiple things. C, when bad things happen, they paralyze themselves and they don't make that progress. And all the while, the people who do all of those things continue to move forward, which creates a huge gap in the results that are produced. And dude, the reality is the world rewards results. It doesn't care if you're sad. It doesn't care if you don't feel good. It doesn't care if you're going through bullshit. The world doesn't give a fuck. And you have to understand this. And you can argue about it, you can cry about it, you can say it's not fair, but that is the way it is. So if you can build yourself into someone who can move through the hard times effectively, maybe not at top level, but at least effectively, so that we're not having to climb this big mountain that you created by pausing and just wallowing, bro, you got a really good chance of beating everybody else out. So that's the way to look at it, in my opinion. When I got stabbed, I fucking sat around, I drank, I didn't do shit, I felt sorry for myself, I didn't go out in public. I was embarrassed. I wallowed, and it made me into a suicidal fucking literal nightmare of a human being. This time, I was in the best shape of my life. I had all the momentum, and it completely derailed all of that. But what I did, instead of wallowing, I did what the fuck I could. I'd come in here, I'd fucking train with one arm. I would do everything I could. I'd eat good. I'd train with one arm. I didn't put on a bunch of weight. I didn't get fat again. I kept my weight off. I kept my fitness close to in check. And I think that made it so like I was able to continue moving forward in all areas of my life. So I didn't miss 2 years of my life by just sitting around crying and feel sorry for myself. And by the way, it was one of the best, like just like getting stabbed, I'd say was the best thing that ever happened to me because it changed my perspective. You know, having my shoulder reconstructed when I'm at the peak of my physicality and mental being, and then having to go back and then working through that was a huge mental test that I fucking passed. So now I look back and I'm like, yeah, that sucked, but fuck that. It didn't beat me, it didn't break me. And now I have that much more confidence because of that. So, you know, if you keep moving, things are gonna work out much better than if you don't. And so, you know, it's just reality, dude. It's not my opinion, it's just reality. Because when you focus on the same problems day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out, poor me, I'm fucked up. I got this wrong with me. I got that wrong with me. I can't do this because of that. You're actually putting all of your focus on all these things that are bad in your life. And when you put your focus on all these things that are bad in your life, do you know what the universe gives you? More bad shit. If you actually want to get better, you need to start focusing on what you're trying to create and who you're trying to become again, just like you did before, and not focusing on how bad shit is and how hard you have it. All right? That is a absolutely for sure recipe to stay in that exact same place if you always focus on what your problems are and you always focus on what's wrong. If you're in a down spot and you're in a spot where you're not want to be, you have to just make the plan like you have never made the plan before, right? You have to start out at ground zero and say, okay, yeah, fucking I got derailed. All right, I still want to be that motherfucker over there. So what does that guy do? He does this, he does this, he does this, he does this. And then start doing those things right away, controlling the controllables, and you push yourself out of that fucking place.